Welcome back. In a special chat, we are catching up with P&G India's Mukta Maheshwari. Mukta, you're returning to India after many years. Having worked in the region, what are some of the similarities and differences that you see in India market as compared to some of the markets, other markets in APAC?
First, I was telling you, I've been out of India 17 years, but I couldn't be more excited to be here. If there is a time to be in India, if there is a time to be part of the India growth story, it's now. And if there is a time to be a marketer and be India, it's now. It is one of the most complex marketing ecosystems with the number of touch points and the digital affluency step up that India has made. So very, very excited about being here. If I look at a fabric care world, right, while on the surface the needs are very similar across the region. Consumers do want superior cleaning, but there are nuances or differences. For example, the kind of products that you design truly depends on the context in which your consumers are washing the laundry, the kind of stains that you get, the kind of wash process. For example, in a market like Thailand, where machine is about 60–70% of what consumers use, what you design will be very different from what you design in India. I think one of the great progress or one of the great successes we have in India is the launch of Ariel liquids, which truly is walking with the times. As more and more women go into the workforce, their choices change, the wardrobes change, the demand on their time changes, and hence you need a slightly different product to solve for that. Women or houses, homes, more and more are looking to delegate the job of laundry, and Ariel liquids is poised to do that by giving superior cleaning in a washing machine context. And hence depending on what the context of the consumer is, the product design changes. And that's the difference that I see across markets. One of the other things that I see in India is the media mix. I think India has stepped up on digital media, digital payments, which I think the digital payments part of it have not seen as rapid as in India, and that gives so many consumers access to brands like ours. Digital payments combined with digital fluency. A lot of households which would have taken 20, 30, 40 years to afford a television, today we are able to reach them with a brand message because they are connected through the digital network. That's an amazing place for a marketer to be. So I see that growth. I see the excitement in India. I see the desire for consumers to want more from their products, more from their brands. We see primary school, we see private school enrollment going up significantly in India. As I was mentioning on the stage earlier, to a mother, how good her kids' uniform is a universal scorecard. That's one thing common I see across the region. So they demand more and more from their laundry products. So again, I think the demands are changing, the needs are changing. Consumers are becoming more and more discerning on products. It's no more about just the cheapest product available. It's really truly true value. Sure. Do you give me performance that is worth your price?
Yeah. Also premiumization. We have seen a lot of premiumization, and liquids, I believe, is a part of that premiumization drive from P&G. Tell us more. What else will we see, in this particular premium category from P&G and Ariel going forward?
So I think the journey in P&G always starts with clearly understanding what the consumer problem to be solved. And everything else flows from there. I think depending on what liquids came as a birth of consumers wanting to delegate more and more jobs to the machine, and to not a semi-auto machine but a fully auto machine. In that context, a liquid design lends itself to much better performance. So it really depends on how the consumer needs are shifting. Whether premium or not truly is an output of, are we delighting consumer in every load possible, and what is the, everything else flows from there. And to be able to deliver the delight, what price does that come? And if that comes at a premium, so be it.
As one of the largest FMCG players in the country, we have seen how P&G has some of the most legacy brands under its umbrella right now. Tell us more, how do you, lead a legacy brand and make it relevant for the future or the consumer, the newer consumer of today?
Again, Shibani, it all goes back to, is the consumer need changing? And if the need is changing, the product design will change. I think that's the product part of it. In terms of the second aspect is, what do you as a brand stand for, and do you stand for the common most important value system that your target audience also resonates with. So I think while we'll make changes in how we talk a cause, but for example, the cause like Ariel's gender equality at home, that has been a gap and continues to be a gap. But what we're changing with time is the language that we use, the insights that we bring to life, the mediums that we go to, the portrayal in our films. Like you'd see the films, Ariel films do portray, don't serve to stereotypes, and that's a conscious choice and a change that we have made. So I think it's really a function of the core ethos of you don't change, but you start evolving and adapting yourself based on how the language around you changes, how the consumer needs and importance on those change.
Sure, sure. You, I think, took charge as a CMO in September 2023, if I am not mistaken. Give us a sneak peek on, what the past couple of months have been like for you.
It doesn't feel like 6 months. It's gone by so quick. There's never a dull day in India. There's never a dull day in P&G India. I'm also balancing a split family. So I think it's been rewarding to see P&G India and the P&G India brands and the work that's happening contribute to them.
What was your immediate mandate? Sorry to interrupt.
The immediate mandate, as for anyone else, we want to keep creating value for the company. We want to keep serving solutions to consumers that continue to delight them. That's always been. I think in P&G when we move, the mandates are broadly the same. That you need to ensure you understand you are the best person who needs to understand consumer needs the best, so that you can serve them the best. And when we do that, we know consumers reward us with sales. So yeah, it's been exciting learning India, learning different regional nuances in India, learning the trade in India, and bringing my learning from Southeast Asia. I think the whole machine user piece is still relatively new in India. So I think that's where we can do a lot more, and we're doing a lot more.
And young population, like every marketer in the country is trying to crack the Gen Z code. What works with Gen Z? How do you look at that? What is your strategy to grab more Gen Z attention for your brands?
I think it's most important for brands to be authentic. Right, so you don't want, or be Gen Z or any other audience, if you're trying to be someone who you're not, consumers are more likely than not to tune out. In our own authentic way, we try and see what are the common values that we connect with let's say Gen Z as an audience. I think equality, progress are very, very important value systems for Gen Z consumers, and hence at that level, share the load is one of the ways that we connect with these consumers. As these consumers come to what we call households and become the laundry households, they at least understand that we have a shared value system. Helping them, designing products that ensure that laundry, which in their mind is a chore, is no more a chore for them, is another way that we make sure we deliver to the needs of this young and new consumer set. Being on platforms that this audience consumes more, which is again ensuring key opinion leaders are part of your media mix, ensuring we leverage digital, not just to tell them what we are talking about, but also to hear from them.
Sure.
What they think, what they want to hear from the brand. I think it's an evolving process as their needs evolve, trying to understand them better. But yes, we are moving with them to ensure we stay connected.
Sure.
Yeah.
Final question, what is your top priority going forward in 2024?
As I said, continues to be ensuring we understand the consumer the best. There should be no one else who understands the consumer better than us. Because we know, I think Einstein said that if I were given a problem, I will spend 90% of the time trying to understand the problem. Because I know once I understand the problem, it does not take, or I will be able to come up with a better solution. So I think our intent is to understand, or my intent is to understand the Indian consumer better than anyone else, so that we can bring the best and the most effective and the best value creating solutions to people.
Great. Thank you so much for this wonderful conversation, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Shibani. Thank you so much.
With that, it's a wrap. Goodbye.